Minister Jaishankar. This morning we had Prime Minister Tony Abbott speaking as the global keynote here at the TV9 Global Summit. And he emphasized, and he has been famously quoted in saying that India is an upcoming democratic superpower. He's also famously said last year that he would like to see India as this 21st century as the India century. And it's better than having the Chinese century. So the question to you, sir, is how does one deal with China? How have you been dealing with China over the years? Because he said, if you have to tackle China, a bully, then you have to stand up to the bully. We've faced China in different capacities. We've also, given an olive branch. We've had the Chennai Connect, the Wuhan spirit. But is that the thing of the past? Post 2019, 2020, is there a new policy towards China, and what's the road ahead?
It's interesting. We've had ups and downs, but at one level, there is actually a consistency. And the consistency is this. If you were to, list 3 or 4 really big things which have changed in the last 20, 25 years, I think most people would agree it would be the rise of China and the rise of India. Okay. You can say, okay, China started it much earlier because, our own politics here delayed the era of reform. That's okay. What's done is done. Now, but there's no question, both countries are rising. And for world politics, this poses a very interesting problem. The problem is this. Both are changing the world order by their rise. So each one has an impact vis-a-vis the world. But they also happen to be neighbors. So their relationship is also changing while it's changing vis-a-vis the rest of the world. Okay? It makes it, therefore, very complicated to create an equilibrium. How do, so it's like this is dynamic, that is dynamic. How do they maintain stability while both are moving vis-a-vis the world order? And we tried initially to, because there were understandings in the 1990s, to manage the line of actual control, the border areas, and to build the rest of the relationship. We tried to maintain that equilibrium naturally first through diplomacy. So what you saw at Wuhan and Mamallapuram, etc., was that equilibrium maintenance exercise. As I wasn't at Wuhan, I was in Mamallapuram, and there was very frank talking, between the leaders. But what happened in 2020 was China, for whatever reason, chose to move military forces in disregard of agreements. Now, that called for a different response for the equilibrium. So the logical thing for us to do, which is what we did, was we moved up forces in a very big way. So from 2020, you have an equilibrium, one part of which is the military posture on the border, in the border areas. One part of it is today, obviously, a political relationship impacted by this border situation. One part of it is also the economic measures we have taken, because, if there is a country today which is trying to put me under pressure, I should rightfully take economic precautions vis-a-vis this country. And in any case, we believe, this government believes that the interests of our working class, the interests of our small enterprises, the interests of our industries must be protected against unfair competition. So there are also measures which tie in against that. So our effort today is, we have to build the deep strengths. We have to create our digital capabilities, our telecom, our manufacturing, our pharma industry, our health self-sufficiency, our defense industry, our ability to deploy on the border, which you can only do if you build the infrastructure. So in the past, frankly, till 2014, our average expenditure on the China border was about 3,500 crores. Today it is almost 15,000 crores. So there was a neglect of the border infrastructure. You can't defend your border if you don't build the infrastructure there.